Hello everybody and welcome to part 2 of Sakura Spirit. Last time we met this girl, she told us good luck, you're going to need it. Despite my attempts to get back up, all I could do was briefly look up at the girl. The sight of the horns and tails made me wonder if she was cosplaying as some sort of anime character, but before I had the chance to say anything, my vision was entirely consumed by darkness. The rays of sunlight that glared into my face stirred me back into consciousness, a groan of annoyance leaving my mouth while I tried to get back onto my feet. I felt a bit dizzy, but the first thing I noticed was that I was no longer within the shrine. Rather, it looked like a forest that was surrounding the dojo. Of course, my first thoughts was to look around and to see if I could find the same girl from before, but not a trace of her presence had lingered behind. To make things even more curious, the old worn down path that I had followed amidst the trees was better maintained than I remembered. Maybe I should head home. That thought was cut short when the sound of several female voices. "Get back here!" Hikage stopped them at once.
Just what exactly do you think I'm doing? I'm chasing them. I'm trying to stop them. Yeah, I think they spotted what's missing, Oniya-sama.
"Keep running, Chibako, and we just might escape." Just when I thought this day couldn't get any weirder, there came the sound of heavy footfalls from the forest nearby. You kidding me right now? Fetish complete. What in the world is going on here? Just a little bit away from the path I was walking on, I saw a pair of girls being chased by another pair of girls. However, there's two things I noticed that didn't make any sense to me. The first detail was the girls being chased had ears and tail of a fox, and the other being that the girls doing the chasing were armed with a katana and a naginata. Naginata, yeah. Conniving Katsune, come back here at once. Return what you stole immediately.
Give me back my panties.
Hikage, how could you blurt out something like that?
Panties.
Haha, oh no. Help us save from the rampage women. Hehehe. While the girls had ran away, seemingly into the direction the shrine was located, I couldn't help but find myself struggling with the decision to just leave them be. While I didn't know what in the world was going on, the fact that the two girls were really armed was realistic-looking props, for surely they couldn't be real, obviously. I couldn't call myself a hero if I didn't let such a scene go by without acting. I'm gonna regret this. Mumbling of annoyance, I start chasing after the girls. Hikage, go around the left.
Right.
Left? Why do you always undermine me?
Oh, Kami, I wasn't saying right. I was, never mind. Just run after them.
While I was chasing after the girls, I noticed trees seemingly was getting a bit denser, made it more difficult to navigate along the path.
Oh no, Mi-san! I don't think I can run for much more. I'm starting to get a little
Just a little longer, Miyoko-chan. We're almost... Miyoko, not a headache, not now.
Sorry, Oni-sama. Scissor attack!
I read just to see this straight from an action movie. The fox girl with blonde hair collapsed, seemingly being held up by her companion's lap. The two armed girls were approaching them, almost unmistakably with killing instincts of running amok. Any martial artist could feel that. Those two girls were going to be in for a beating if I didn't stop them. "We've got you now, thieves. I'm going to personally drag your sorry butts to town and have you both stalked. Maybe I'll even see how you feel running around with no undies on."
Yeah, although I must admit having a breeze down there does feel kind of nice. Keeps me feeling fresh and a little bit tingly.
Hikage, goodness, you have no shame, do you? This isn't about your neithers. This is about panties and bras stolen, and these two criminals being brought to justice.
Yeah, Oni-sama, it hurts. My head hurts.
Shh, it's going to be okay, Chibako. Hey, you guards. If you're so desperate to have your underwear back, then here, catch. I'm trying to give her the right voice because she looks like a mature, like, Savoie girl. Stop right there. However, before I was able to interrupt the conversation, the silver-haired fox girl tossed a pair of objects into the air. It seemed whatever they were, the two samurai girls were flustered by the toss and projectile, and the projector whose trajectory was headed straight to my face. I'm blind. What the hell? Who the hell tosses a peeling off projectiles from my face and I raised them lightly into the air like a professor examining an important sample. Well, at the same time, the fox girls made their escape. A pink bra and lacy black panties? Oh boy, I just knew this wasn't gonna end up well. Ah, you there! Are you in cahoots with these crafty kitsune? Give those back immediately. Those are evidence of a crime, and not for anyone else to touch. Drop the panties right now! I'm innocent until proven guilty. One of the golden rules of court. Now stop pointing those weapons at me so I can hand over your undies without being turned into a kebab. Wait, no, stop! Shut up! Just drop the evidence and walk away. I am Tutsukino Mio, chief of the village guards, and I'm ordering you to drop what you're holding right now. I don't know of any village guards, and I seriously doubt a cop will go around just like that and wielding a katana. More importantly, the ground here is muddy and dirty. You sure I should drop the evidence? I mean, I could, but... Before I could react, the pink-haired woman lunges towards me, the spike of her naginata aiming for my gut. My reflexes caught just in time, and I was able to palm away the spear as it sailed through the air. I struck upwards on the wooden shaft of the weapon, sending it up into the air and unbalancing the woman. Naru, I did not order you to attack. Fine, I'll just give them back. Jeez, just my luck to find the girls with weapons to be the two tsundere ones. Deciding to my extent to hand over that held the girls their undies, I tried to hand them over, something I would end up regretting. Ha! Thinking I'd fall for something so simple? Fool! You may have foiled me once, but not twice. The woman swung her weapon wide, arcing the thick metal into my side before I could dodge. Then she lunged forward and grabbed me tightly, pulling my arms around my back, leaving me with sore ribs in a prone position. I could have fought back, but I figured it would only lead to more fighting and possibly being stabbed, which I could do without, so I remained passive. The sword-wielding girl stepped forwards and grabbed the silky underwear from my hand triumphantly. Your methods might be crude, but they get results. Hikage, bind his wrists. We'll bring him back for questioning. He probably knows where those pesky thieves have been hiding. Right! And people wonder why criminals would resist at all costs. I mumbled weakly while I watched the girls with the naginata tie my wrists together with some rope she had concealed somewhere. I hope it was meant for actual criminals. And soon felt myself being dragged by the duo toward the direction of the city. Surely once we arrive at the city, you two will stop this role-playing of yours and let me go home, right? As much as I would like to fool around, I got more important things to do. The city? Ha! We're not taking you all that way. You'll spend the day in the village cells, thief. Who are you calling a thief? I'm a victim. First they tossed undies into my face, then I had to deal with some physical abuse and now slander? Besides, there's no village around these parts. It's a city. You know, Tushikino Toshi? Silence, Hikage. If he speaks again before we get to the village, you have my permission to knock him unconscious. Tsundere tired. Hehe, that's funny. And now how am I supposed to be in jail cell, cuffed and dragged by these two girls that started to suspect we're pretty much crazy in the head? When we left the forest behind us, the first thought that filled my mind was panic. The city I'd lived in my whole life, it was gone. You got to be kidding me. If it wasn't for Tushikino Toshi, where the hell did my hometown disappear to? Hey, no talking, come on. I don't want to bop you that much, kinda, maybe a punch or two. I don't know how the heck you blocked my strike so easily. Your attack had a lot of power behind it, but it was a bit predictable, just the right movement, enough pressure behind the counter, and that was the results you saw. But anyways, let me play along for a bit. Where in the world are we? This clearly isn't my hometown. I mean, the buildings look more like they could be in some sort of classic samurai movie. Huh? What the heck is a movie? This is Haru Maru. It has been here for years. Hikage, I thought I told you to silence him if he spoke.
Actually, you told me I could do it, but you didn't tell me I had to.
Must be tough being her subordinate. Be silent or I will silence you for good. This time it seemed to not be an ideal threat, for the girl unsheathed her katana and rested the tip of the blade against my throat. I already started to regret having played the hero earlier. Hopefully there would be someone with more common sense in the village. Several minutes later. Dot dot dot. Dot 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 dot. Dot 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 dot. I soon found myself confined within a small room, the stern-looking tsundere tyrant glaring down at me while the other girl, seemingly called Naru me, had at least softened up a little. From what I had gathered earlier during their conversation, they have called the village elder to help oversee my questioning. What purpose did these thefts have? Are you just some perverted guy who gets out? Just some perverted guy who gets out of sniffing girls' undies? I had to cut them off. I already told you, I was in the wrong place and the wrong time. Not to mean anything worn by you would likely smell like burnt or taste that. Damn! What an ass! That's just mean. I couldn't see too well from the cell where they had put me, but I almost certainly I could hear Naru and me laughing nearby. Tsushiki no Tanu, please calm down. I brought you in here to learn the reason behind his presence in the forest, right? That is correct, Hayata-san. I believe he was working with the Katsu to steal panties and other underling things. Objection! What are you objecting to, sir? The evidence surrounding the defense's accusation is fabricated. Narumi-san, could you please answer the question for the judge? Was the defendant, aka myself, anywhere near the Katsu while you two were chasing them? Hold it! Just recalling the judge here. Stop shouting or I will strike you down.
Hey, Meow-san, maybe the whole angry accusation thing isn't working. This guy's clearly not a bandit nor a threat. We could just ask him why he was up there in the woods. If he had a valid reason, then sure. If not, then he's a panty thief and we'll use him as a punching bag out in the yard.
Finally, and here I thought this was about to become a turnabout case. I sighed deeply, partly amused at how, despite the serious situation, I was able to remain calm by acting like several characters I've seen in movies or games I have played before. As long as I wouldn't become an ace prisoner, things would hopefully end well.
A wise idea, Narumi-chan. How about you start giving us your name?
Gushikan Takahiro. Sorry about that, Skype message.
So why are you here? Inside the forest while our village guards were chasing a pair of thieves.
I'm not entirely sure myself. One moment I was praying at the shrines in the forest. Next moment, I know some weird girl starts talking to me. A girl? I've never seen one of those before. Yes, a girl with horns and a scaled tail. I know it sounds odd, but I sworn I saw her before. I fainted, then I woke up inside the forest.
Tsushiki no Tanu, Narumi-chan, do you two recall the stories behind the shrine near our village?
Forgive me, Hayata-san. I do not recall.
I know you said something about high spiritual energy, a sacred place, but I can't remember everything. Sorry, Oji-san. That shrine belonged to Tsuri, a powerful spirit that has watched over our village for as long as we can remember. There's a reason why, unlike the Kitsune, we tend to avoid going too deep in the forest.
I still think those pests would be gone for good if you let me go in and find their home. Probably some damp cave on the hill, or some dilapidated wood old house.
Humans and spirit rarely mingle well, even if they meet with good intentions. The fact is that this lad says he saw a spirit. There is a chance he could there for a reason. Not to mention, did you take a good look at him yet? He seems disoriented and out of this world. He seemed to be talking gibberish, like he said there's a city near here, but there's nothing out here for miles. He was also talking about some weird something weird called a move, and he knows martial art moves that I've never even seen before.
He's still a pervert. I'm not a pervert. I'm not a pervert. A guy my age is innocently curious. It's perfectly natural. Besides, if you're talking about the panties, they're tossed in my face. I had nothing to do with them. Tsundere tyrant. What did you just call me? I ought to smash you to pieces, you brat.
Oh wait, now that I think of it, those two kitsune didn't look like they were just abandoning the panties, but Oji-san, what does this all mean?
I'm not certain. However, I believe it's unlikely he's working with the Katsu. Still, I've never heard of human meeting a spirit like Tsuri. I would almost be bold enough to declare him as someone who isn't from our world. Wait, are you trying to say that I'm from a different world now?
That would be the most logical explanation.
But I've got an important match to take part in 2 weeks from now.
Well, none of us here experienced a situation like this before, so we'll have to think about how to deal with you, or even if it's possible to get you back to your world.
In the meantime, stay in the cell for a few hours will not hurt him. He did assault one of the village guards and he resisted arrest. He could stay here until he rots for all I care, and I suspect the elder will wish to talk with you when you're done here. Hey Kage, I am gonna go for a wash. I suggest you do the same.
I would take offense to that, implying that I stink, but that was a hell of a run. Those fox girls can run fast, and I still want to know more about those techniques. Takahiro-san, if you do happen to stick around, I might want to go a few rounds with you.
Not that. I'll be able to go anywhere else for the time being.
It's only a few hours, so we can discuss how we're to deal with you. Obviously, one like yourself would raise some questions among the villagers, so we need to convince them that you're not a threat.
And how I found myself stuck in a jail while the guards responsible for my situation decided to leave me be within myself. What a misfortunate, as if being sent to a different world wasn't bad enough, not stuck in a jail with my only companion being a pair of beautiful, magnificent, majestic kitsune sisters, you lucky boy. A pair of beautiful. Wait a second.
Yahoo! Hi there, Pantie boy.
That's part 2 of Sakura the Spirit. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.